Ethanol, ethanol, ethanol. We'll go, man, that thing is dark. To me. Ooh. Spicy. That 130 proof showed up on that second sip. I've got an old elk video coming out. That 130 is coming out. Woo, that thing is a little spicy in the throat. I'm late. Look, I know this, man. That's my best Chris Rock. I can't give you any more than that. But I'm late. Look, the B524 had a long time making its way to my market. Same thing last year. I don't know what's going on with Larceny and Elijah Craig. Lately, I haven't been getting them in my market on time, but now I've got it, so let's get it.
Bottle drop, bottle drop, bottle drop.
I know we're sitting in July, and I know that I am dealing with a product from May. This is the new Elijah Craig B524. But before we get started, man, I got to give a couple shout outs because my brother Robert, Cutlass High Proof, if you haven't been over to his channel, go check him out, man. He hooked me up. This is a Liga Privada H99. He asked me if I ever had one. I said no. Next thing I know, I have one. So shout out to you, Robert, man. I appreciate you for that. And shout out to Pam Hicks because she recommended the Island Gym. Now, I tried to take the price tag off of this thing and wind up tearing the band open, and I can't get it back. But I do like the look of this stick right here, man. I went in before and I knew where to go get it because when she said Island Gym, and I looked it up and I saw the tag on it, I was like, I seen that before, so I knew exactly where to go get it. It's got a shaggy foot. Looks like it's got somewhat of a double wrapper at the top. Looks like a Connecticut shade and then a Maduro. But I can't wait to get into this thing. So shout out to y'all, and I will be trying to pair the Island Gem with the Elijah Craig B524 tonight. But anyway, that is for later on. So you guys know the elephant in the room is the age. It's always the age when it comes to the new Elijah Craigs. This one is 11 years, 2 months. I believe the B523 was 11 years, 4 months. Proof is a little different. I think the one from last year, the B series, was 120, I think 26 proof. This year it is, let's see, I think I have it here. No, that's the A124. This is 130.6 proof, so this one's got a little bit of heat on it. And the B from last year, I think I'm gonna put those together and do a side by side, maybe later on down the road, but not tonight. So you guys know how I feel. I am a huge fan of Elijah Craig, man. Shout out to 925. I went to 925 today just to poke my head in and see what they had. And of course, you know, when you see all the Elijah Craig barrel proofs, you know, sitting on the shelf, I normally go to the last one and just kind of pull that one back to see what the series number is on that one, because a lot of times they'll put like the A123s and A124s in front to, you know, to sell off the old bottles, which I completely understand. And when I did that, I said B524. Then I had to jump real quick. I was like, B524. I was like, that's the new one. That's the one I've been hunting down. So while I was there, I also picked up this bottle. Now this is their pick. This is the New Riff single barrel coming in at 115.4 proof. You know, of course on the back it says aged at least 4 years. So I have cracked it. I have sampled a little bit of this thing. We will get into that. Not today. We'll get into it another time on the channel. I think that might be good to put up against something else, but we'll get into that at a later date. So let's get into the nose of the new Elijah Craig in July now, the May B524. Ethanol. ethanol. Oh, okay. Little cherry. You know what? I don't know if it's me, but that thing looks dark. Now, when I put it on, when I go to look at it on camera and zoom in on it, it might not be as dark. So you guys can't see what's behind the camera. It's very dark behind the camera. I've got my two lights, you know, for the quote unquote studio on the sides of me. But this thing looks dark, man. I'm surprised. I'm gonna see how it pulls up on camera, but it looks dark. But so far in the nose, Ethanol, 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 slight hint of cherry. And maybe a little like dough, like Krispy Kreme donut type. All right, let's get on the palate. Butterscotch, butterscotch, butterscotch. Wow. With nuttiness. Like this is super nutty to me. Nutty and spicy. All right, let's go back into the nose one more time. I might be able to pick something else out. Yeah, see, it might be in my mind now. Now that I tasted like the nuttiness, I am like getting like nuts off of it, like some type of dry roasted nut. It's almost like I don't get a lot of peanut out of this. This is more along that like sunflower seed nuttiness. Ethanol still, light cherry. That's pretty much it. All right, we'll go. Man, that thing is dark to me. I got to see how it looks on camera, but to me, let's go back into the palate one more time. Ooh, spicy, peppery, cherry. It finishes with that nuttiness. So you get the butterscotch, you get the spiciness, you get a little, like a hint of that cherry does transfer over. And I've said this before, when I've done tastings of Elijah Craig, sometimes I get like a Dr. Pepper cherry cola note. That 130 proof showed up on that second sip. I don't know if it's because I didn't sip it right, because you know, as bourbon drinkers, when you sip something at 130 proof, you don't want any air going in with it. You just want it going down by itself. I got to get it on the palate one more time. The butterscotch is up front. Butterscotch, brown sugar, all up front. Now more of that cherry is starting to show up, but the third sip has become very drying, very drying. Now, of course, that's probably coming from the age, because this thing is 11 years, 2 months, just shy of 12 years. Now, we know that the last bottle to carry the 12-year age statement, you know, stamped on it, is the A123. After this is when they started changing them up, you know, having, you know, different age statements. Now, we know that the powerhouse bottle, of course, was always C923. C923 is just a monster. What more can I say? Now, I did put that up against a pirate bottle. If you haven't seen that video, go check it out. I will stop the video right here just for a second to ask you guys to subscribe. Whenever a video does well and I look at the numbers, I see that at least 50 to 51% of you guys aren't subscribed. So I would really appreciate it if you could subscribe. I've got more content coming out. I've got some more hunt videos coming out. I've got an old elk video coming out. That 130 is coming out. Woo, that thing is a little spicy in the throat. But yeah, you know, I just would appreciate it if you guys subscribe. Now let's get back to the bottle. So, me being a huge fan of Elijah Craig, where is this going to fall in the breakdown? You know, I always say Elijah Craig's are worth the chase. I do. I always say they're worth the chase. I chase every Elijah Craig that comes out, and I don't think it's going to stop. Even when I think one of the releases is not as good as another release, I'm still going to chase the following release, because even when it's not as good, it's still better than most of the bourbons out there on the market. I said it. I will die on that hill. I said it. Is it worth retail? Now, Elijah Craig's, I believe, I haven't bought one for retail since the C923, so it's been a minute. And I got this one at the Virginia ABC, so this is actually the backup to that one. I think it was like 65 or 69 bucks. However, this one I paid around because I bought the 2 bottles together. So this one I paid around 89 to 99 bucks for. I'm fine with that. I don't mind going 30 over retail for Elijah Craig's. You guys know that that is pretty much my limit. Every once in a while, I will go my 30 over retail. Is this worth 30 over retail? Let's get back into it one more time. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm an Elijah Craig fanboy. ECBP all day. If it's not ECBP, then it's the Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Barrel Proof Rye. That thing is butterscotch, brown sugar. It's got this nuttiness that it finishes with. It is this pepperiness, this heat, a little bit of cherry. I'm sorry. I'm a fan of it. I am. I am. Who is this for? At 130 proof, you know that is for an experienced bourbon drinker. I don't even think I would give that to an intermediate bourbon drinker. Someone who is starting to creep up in the 120s, yes. But someone who is, still hovering around, 110, 115, that thing is going to come in just a little hot. Will it always be on the bar? You know the answer to that. So, Elijah Craig's, single barrel, barrel proofs, Elijah Craig's, 3-time releases will always be on the bar. And with that being said, let the whiskey flow. Never run out unless you head it to a drop. Till next time.